Maido! Hi there, Japan fans. In today's show, we're going to talk about selling yourself. Present or master shimasho. This is the 7th year of the Presentation Japan Series podcast, and we are beaming around the world to you from sunny Minato-ku in Tokyo. And I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, the president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, which is Zaegyo in Japanese, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery, plus Stop Wasting Money on Training, which in Japanese is Training de okane o muda ni suru no wa yamimashou, and all are available on Amazon. Through this podcast, I want to help you to become a better speaker, to be 1. Clear, 2. Confident, 3. Persuasive, and 4. Highly influential with those around you. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast with your family, friends, and colleagues. We are not being sponsored by Libsyn, but we value your privacy, which is why we have our podcasts hosted by Libsyn. Unlike many other hosting organizations, Libsyn have a strict policy that does not allow access to your private information by anyone. Here is our daily podcast lineup on Apple Podcasts. Mondays, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show podcast. Tuesday, the Presentations Japan series. And every second Tuesday, the Business Touches in no Oshie show. Wednesday, the Sales Japan series. Thursdays, the Leadership Japan series. And every second Thursday, the Business Pro Podcasto show. Fridays, the Japan Business Mastery show. Saturdays, Japan's top business interviews. This is episode number 321. Today we are talking about selling yourself when presenting. In the sales world, it is well known that as buyers, the first purchase we make is the salesperson serving us. We decide we like and trust this person and therefore allow them to extract our money in return for a service or product. It's the same in the world of presenting. We buy the presenter first, and then we absorb their message. Given this is fairly obvious, why aren't all presenters doing their best to sell themselves to their audiences? In some cases, this leads to failed attempts at straight-up humour or self-depreciating remarks faintly disguised as humour. Interestingly, recently, I was asked about humour when I was giving a talk on how to be persuasive when delivering presentations. It was actually an ambush question. The questioner had in fact taken lessons on doing stand-up comedy and was testing me on what I knew about the subject and what I might be recommending. I didn't know his background, of course, so I just made my standard point that we should leave humour to the professionals, unless you are remarkably, naturally gifted. He told me later how hard he found it to try and be a comic, which was in fact a reinforcement of my advice: leave it to the pros. So, if we remove failed attempts at humour as a way of ingratiating ourselves with our audience, what else is left for us? One thing to make sure of is consolidating your existing fan or potential fan base before the talk. Make sure to let your business contacts know that you are giving this talk and when and where it will be held, and encourage them to attend. There is nothing more relaxing for a speaker than to look into an audience and see a lot of positive, friendly faces who the speaker already knows. Magically, their supportive vibe surreptitiously spreads to others in the room. Another ploy is to get there early and go through the guest list or check the name badges for people you know. but his name, face, combination, maybe a challenge for you to put together. Seeing a familiar name makes it easier for you to greet them as they arrive by using their name, and it gives the impression that they are an important person for you. It is flattering, and it creates a bond of familiarity, which again helps with the speaker's connect vibe with the audience before you even start. Starting strong is important, and the start kicks off from the time you arrive at the venue. Get there early and check that tech is working, because that allows you to have peace of mind and remain cool, calm, and collected about giving this talk. If there are issues with the computer or the monitor or the projector, this can take years off your life if it occurs just before you are due to go on. We don't want that. Find out more. We come back from the break. Today's show is brought to you by our public courses, but we also are doing custom in-house programs. We do them in both Japanese and English. We do them in our super safe classroom and live online. On the 3rd of February, we will have our 12-week version of our Dale Carnegie course. On the 13th of February, we'll have our 3-day immersion version of the Dale Carnegie course. On the 25th of February, we'll have our English version of the time-spaced learning version of the Dale Carnegie course. Excellent program, the Dale Carnegie course. This is the flagship course for us. Only get it here, folks. Wonderful program. On the 30th of January, and then later on the 27th of February, 30th of January will be in Japanese, the 27th of February will be in English. We're holding our high impact presentations course. Blockbuster course, that one. 2 instructors, everything videoed, amazing amount of coaching. On the 13th of February, and then later on the 18th of May, we're holding our leadership training for managers program. Excellent management program, leadership program. Everything you need to know, all the nuts and bolts of leadership are in this program. On the 14th of February and then later on the 9th of June, we'll be holding our Winning with Relationship Selling program, which is the ACE program on doing better in sales. Go to our website at www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. That's www.dale-carnegie.co.jp. Lots and lots of value there for you. To do better in Japan, email me at greg.story@dalecarnegie.com. If you like learning by watching video, then we have nearly 2,000 there for you at Tokyo, Japan, Dale Carnegie TV on YouTube. Welcome back. When you are called to the stage to give your talk, don't fuss around with the slide deck and getting things up on screen. These first few seconds are critical to creating a positive first impression, and we really need to work on getting it right. Go straight into your well-designed opening, which will immediately deliver the audience into the palm of your hand and have them eager for more. Only after that, introduce yourself and thank the organizers and all that standard, good expected stuff. If possible, have someone assist you to get the slides up on the screen so you can skip that distraction and remain fully focused on your audience. Don't imagine you have to recite your resume to have credibility with the audience, because that should be done for you by the MC. Trying to sell the audience and how great we are isn't going to be a winner. It is a tightrope, but we have to be confident yet humble. Our job is to make sure we supply the MC with what we want them to say about us. we may need to stiff-arm them about delivering it exactly as we have written it. Some unprofessional MCs imagine that they are soaring eagles, unbound by the earthly laws, and can do a better job than we can. They will decide to wing it by coming up with their own version of our introduction, which invariably, in my experience, is a pale shadow of what we have written. We have to maintain 100% editorial control of our brand and insist they follow the script. If they resist that idea, then we should take that task off them and do it ourselves. It is definitely not ideal, but it is better than someone else butchering our introduction, first impression, and brand. The first words out of our mouth have to evoke massive levels of inner confidence because audiences buy confidence. They reject doubt, insecurity, gratuitous pleading, and weakness, so don't start with an apology or an excuse. No one cares about your problems anyway because they are totally preoccupied with their own. Get your most valuable insight, data, statistics, narrative right up the front. Don't imagine you can warm this audience up by slowly releasing all the gold in dribs and drabs as you move through the talk. Give them the best you have from the start and they will stick with you to the end. If you start slow and average, trying to gradually warm them up, they will immediately be on their phones, plugging in the internet before you can say train wreck. The key is to plan the start meticulously. If we get this right, then we will carry the audience with us and be in a position to deliver key messages, our key messages, thereby enhancing our personal and professional brands. Did you get value from today's show? If you did, then share the love around with your family, friends, and colleagues. Don't forget to subscribe and share this podcast. Until the next episode, go out there and apply the learnings from today and become a presentations legend amongst your circle. Thank you for joining me, and please tune in next week. Remember, I'm in your corner, committed to your success here in Nippon.